Happy Wednesday, folks. So veteran liaisons in churches or for churches. So that's a new idea we're throwing around the table. So I love talking stuff out loud. You know, it's just nice to get it out in the air and out in the ether so that I can get you guys' feedback on this stuff. So folks, every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern hour, I'll go live here. Tomorrow I got a scheduling conflict that I can't miss. I got to be there for that. And I missed Monday, so I've already talked about that. But I'll do something probably later tomorrow. It's live, but we're live in 4 places at once. It's like we're going into our third month, or if not already deeper into our third month on that. 4 places at once. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. So to get the truth out there to you. And that's why I'm talking about veterans liaisons in churches. So here's the backstory of how that happened. I was, no kidding, sitting in a small cafe in small town Indiana, Main Street, Indiana. And it's after the lunch rush, so it's quieter. And there's a older gentleman talking to 2 ladies. And it was pretty serious. So long story short is that the man is a pastor and the women have lost a great grandfather. Yes, I said great grandfather. So they lost a great grandfather. And so, and the great grandson is in the army in Germany. And they were wondering how to get him back, or if that's possible to get him back from Germany, because he was actually really close with the great granddad and stuff. And so I know a lot of us who have been through that on the military side know the answer is most likely not just no, but hell no. Like it's a great granddad. Even guys, I'm not trying to be coarse and mean about it, because as I was coming back from Afghanistan, my grandmother died. And even I, as a captain, at the end of my, my combat time, I was told by my commander that, hey, we're already heading home anyway. You'll just be able to go visit her later. I mean, she's already dead, so there's nothing you can do about it. Like, that's what I was told by my commander. I was a captain. Medevac is commanded by majors. So I was sitting in Bagram. Yeah, it's been a while. I didn't really think about all the details of the story. But yeah, sitting there, we left our aircraft over there. So I had nothing on my hand receipt, for those who knows what that means. I had no stuff of my own. And my grandmother was dying, and she died while I was sitting there waiting. And my commander told me, yeah, there's nothing we can do. We'll just have to see her, whatever, another time. So, which obviously didn't happen either. But that's how, pardon me, folks out there, but shitty the system can be from time to time. I mean, you're a government issue. And but my point to saying that, too, is that's why it's so important for churches to have a veteran liaison. Because let's say the internet goes out. Apocalypse is happening, the internet goes out, and that people aren't able to communicate as well, or maybe we're having to communicate like we used to around candles and candlelight and stuff, right? So I'm holding this up too. There's a lot of people who don't know the logistics of, and is it a pastor's job to figure out how to get a great grandson, regardless of relationship, from Germany back? Like, that's hard. Well, I'd say it's impossible. So that's why we're talking about, and when I say we, it's me and my Wednesdays are marketing Wednesdays. So I was just in marketing meeting with, I call it Marketing John. So, but we're trying to get bigger companies to pay for it. That's the good intent. So just for example, here in Indiana, Salesforce, everybody knows Salesforce, it has VetForce. So trying to get something like that to maybe pay or offset some cost, that kind of thing. But at any rate, it's a good way to pull in. My goal is to not only provide for the military and veterans, but bring more, mostly men, military men and veteran men, back into into the church. And I'm not just saying into the church while it's active, but into the church when it's not active. So for example, I live a mile away from, I'm not going to call it a mega church, but it's big, and it's not small, not gigantic, but so I wouldn't call it a mega church, but it's big, it's modern, it's got a cafe. So my point to that is, it wouldn't be nice to have a safer space for people to go to, men to go to, just for an example. Yes, of course, ladies, but I'm just saying, men were hard-headed. We're well known for our hard-headedness, me included. So it'd be nice to outside of church, big church hours, to be able to pull in the local community of male veterans and military and be able to talk through some stuff and be able to be like, hey, you know what? This is stuff that you've earned. So like, let's hope for the best and prepare for the worst. You guys have earned a lot of money, and because where does our pain come from? Our pain comes from our depression is not from combat, or our depressions, highs and lows aren't from combat mostly. It's also getting out and going, hey, wait a minute, what? You're stealing from me and widows out there? What the hell's going on, evil? So we need to go through God, but it's hard to, what does evil do? Evil divides and devours us, noon and night, right? So what I'm trying to bring back to is bring more men to God first. And because that's the best. You can go other routes, but that's the best route. Get humbled first. And rather than trying to, churches are usually going, well, let's see, come in and be a member for 6 months and then handle get in there and start creating groups and stuff. And then 9 years later, like, guys, I was a medevac pilot. So somebody is hurting right now. 5,000 veterans, military and veterans, a day are Google searching for a VA calculator. They're asking the liar, little g Google and little g government, to tell them the truth. And that just isn't, you're asking a liar to tell you the truth. So that doesn't work. There's the king of truth and there's the king of lies, right? And there's only I'm not gonna say one truth, but there's only truth or lies. That's it. It's words. God uses great words like abundance and fulfillment. That's why I purposefully and intentionally use those two. And evil says, well, Albert's wearing a weird shirt. He wore the same color yesterday. Is it a different shirt? Is he short? Is he skinny? Is he old? Is he bald? What is he? People just, I call that the evil birds. The evil birds just start chirping in your ears. And I just did a video on it yesterday, because you guys get in your own head all the time, or allow the little birds to get in your head, in your heart, and in your way. And what that does is delay you. You've earned money. You've earned these things. I briefed you on it yesterday, so I'm not going to recap that fully. But I want to be able to go into churches, local churches, and be like, hey, holy crap, man, let me use your safe space. Because if the internet goes out, what happens? Just saying, if the internet goes out and we have a hard time communicating, yeah, there's the VFWs and American Legions, but like, those are smoky, they're small, they're old school, they're not real nice places mostly. And yes, every small town has those locations, but also every small town has churches, and churches are more built for more people. What do we need? We as Americans, we need more people who have biblical savvy and focus on God, so we can help do the abundant thing every day. And like the Bible says, do good things today. So I'm out in front of you guys today talking about that. So, all right, guys, for the last minute, I'm going to tell you some stuff that you can help yourself do good things today, because you guys ask me all the time for resources. And so again, every time I'm going to end with this, that right now you can today go to my website. I'm going to point over here because that's where my other screen is. Go to my website, click on a button, little dancing button. That's a checklist. You guys have asked me for a checklist because you guys are saying the same thing back to me. You're like, Albert, the internet is filled with crap. I just don't know who to trust and what to trust. Albert, give me some resources and blue links to click on. So that's what I did. I created a checklist based off of what you guys have asked for. Truth, 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 truth. And it may be 8 things for you today. It may be 10 or 12 things for you, but it's top 10 things you can do today checklist. So number 1, hurry, pay yourself first, then start learning some things. When you become a client of mine, we want to help get you lawyered up with Veterans Rights Attorneys, which, by the way, here in a couple weeks on the 19th, Tuesday the 19th, Lawyer Brian will be in the room starting out, because I host a once a month money brief, and this is the first time we've got the lawyers in the room with that. So make sure you guys go to LinkedIn and register for that, or you can go straight through my website, click on the events tab. You'll see the calendar, shift the calendar around to the date that it actually is happening, register through there. So that's a way of doing it, or LinkedIn. You'll find it on LinkedIn too. So through my LinkedIn. Guys, I had you guys represented by veterans rights attorneys from the very beginning. That is a massive power move. I'm not going to go too great in details. I talked about it yesterday, but massive power move. These guys are veterans. There's Lawyer Bill and Lawyer Brian. Those are the first two that are participating with my clients in the room at the same time. So as we grow, I'll have more people. Happy to do it. I've been here. I hear myself saying I and me. All glories through God. So I've been here over 6 years helping you guys get over $10 billion to you. And I deliver money to mostly deadly humans like special operations. That's where I cut my teeth and getting that going because COVID hit, and I just was on LinkedIn and started connecting with people that are in my sphere of life, and which is infantry stuff and helicopters and things like that. So make sure you guys go to my website. Know this from the very beginning. I didn't talk about this too much, but like I said, guys, the VA is using Delta tactics against us. That's why I put this in a 2-part flyer here, that every day 5,000 of you guys are out there, military and veterans, searching for a VA calculator. So you're asking a liar to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Here's a calculator you're looking for. You're looking for truth and you're getting lied. You're getting lied to. The VA uses Delta selection tactics against you. This is a mean Delta instructor saying, do the best you can alone without any help in any way. If you quit, that's your fault. You lose. That's Delta tryout tactics against us. That's costing us Americans and our families $1.2 trillion a year. $1.2 trillion a year is being used against us as opposed to given to us. Imagine if it was given to us. It's our money. That's why they call it a claim. Claim means money. How do you get the money? Claim. Paperwork. Do the best you can. That's what you're being told, right? Do the best you can. Guys, go register for the money briefing. I've got over 100 people to register for. I think we're up to probably getting closer to 150 probably by the end of the day. Go register for it, and you'll hear the truth. You're hearing the truth right now. You're hearing more of the truth from me and veterans rights attorney. Let me say the full line. VA Accredited Veterans Rights Attorney. All right, gang. See you. Like I said, not at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. I got a thing, but at some point tomorrow. See you tomorrow.